we are now having a dinner. Your Excellency, William Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Cecilia Mnangagwa, the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Mrs. Honorable General Chiwenga, and Amai Chiwenga, I know she's around, and then KCD Mohadi, Honorable Minister, Prime Cabinet Secretary, and members of ZANU-PF Politburo here present, permanent secretaries and principal secretaries, and gentlemen, and all protocol observers. Good evening. Habaria Joanna, here for a very special occasion. So this occasion is to cement our relationship, an event where I can then tabulate what we've agreed as your senior officer. She has made sure that she always makes us eat. So please, you are going to taste, to call Reverend Damasani to come and give us a prayer.
Your Excellencies, the same love, being one in spirit and of one mind. We are
both as a liberation fighter and
I stand here to affirm Kenya's commitment to the flourishing of our bilateral relations and a shared determination to advance and enhance mutual benefit through partnership and consultation. Mr. President, I look forward to working with you as we redesign, reconfigure, and re-engineer the Africa Union to make it fit for purpose so that together as 1.4 billion people in this continent can work together to unlock the tremendous potential that exists in our continent. I listened to you very carefully, Mr. President, as you talked here about the wealth of resources that are available in Zimbabwe. It is the story in every other country in our continent. We are a continent of great potential. We are a continent of tremendous opportunity. And it is on our shoulders to have a new narrative for our continent. For a very long time, we allowed a narrative to be weaved about us and our continent, that we are a continent of conflict, of war, of disease, of poverty, of hunger, which is not the case. We may have challenges, but this continent is about much more. And I dare state that we have 60% of the world's renewable energy resources in our continent. We have 40% of the world's mineral resources, including those that are required for energy transition. We have 65% of the world's uncultivated arable land that we can use to feed the globe and bridge the gap and deficit of food insecurity. We are the youngest continent. We have assets in this continent that nobody can discount. And it is upon us, as the people of this continent, to weave a new narrative that will take our continent to the next level. I further note your government's decision to break new ground in monetary policy and inaugurate a new currency backed by gold and other asset reserves as compelling proof of Your Excellency's irrevocable intent to usher in a new era of economic recovery and transformation. Mr. President, you have our support, our prayers, and our solidarity. It is clear, Dr. Mnangagwa, that you have no hesitation whatsoever in doing the complex, challenging work of laying a robust structural basis for sustainable growth in investment, industrialization, productivity across every sector, and inclusive development in Zimbabwe and in our region, working with the rest of the leaders. The consistency of your vision is reflected by your intervention at the Pan-African level, where our countries have ratified the Africa Continental Free Trade Area as a commitment to pursue integration, promote greater inter-Africa trade, and enable Africa to be a global economic powerhouse. To enable free movement of goods, services, and people, it is necessary for us to eliminate barriers that have been erected by restrictions on immigration and requirements of unnecessary travel documents, including visas. And that is why Kenya has removed all visa requirements for the people of Zimbabwe who want to visit Kenya. You now don't need any paperwork. All you need is a simple telephone and internet, and with 7 minutes in your hands, you can have the authorization to visit Kenya. I believe, Mr. President, that the more we facilitate movement of people, the more we make it easy for ideas to move across borders. And those of us who are policymakers must be careful not to use the borders as barriers, but to use the borders as bridges for our people to come across and do what they know how to do best. The consistency of our policies, Mr. President, is what will make the difference in our continent. I am confident, my dear brother, that our countries are poised to accomplish immense growth together on the basis of bilateral frameworks of cooperation that we have entered and the numerous areas of potential mutual gain that we have explored in our discussions earlier and later tomorrow morning when we sign off on some of the bilateral agreements that have been agreed between Kenya and Zimbabwe. 3 significant things are important as we focus in consolidating our market into one big, attractive, potential market. Number 1 is to make sure that our Africa Union Commission has the power to be able to speak on our behalf. The current Africa Union Commission has very little power, in fact none. We set up a commission and kept all the power as nations. We need to donate some power from our countries so that the Africa Union Commission can do business on our behalf. Number 2, Mr. President, any system that doesn't have accountability is destined to fail. Therefore, Africa Union Commission need to have an accountability mechanism. As it is today, it is disjointed. There is no parliament to approve their budgets. There is no parliament to approve their appointments, and therefore it cannot be accountable. We need a fit-for-purpose parliament. The current Pan-African Parliament is too big. We need to have a Pan-African Parliament that has 2 members, a man and a woman from every country, and make it full-time so that it can take charge of the issues of our Africa Union. And number 3, any organization that has no mechanism of adjudication. Just like in Zimbabwe, you have the Court of Justice. If there are disputes, people go to court to sort out disputes. We need an African Court of Justice so that if there are issues in our continent, we can sort them out. If there are judicial issues, we can sort them out. Mr. President, I will be looking forward to working with you as we design a fit-for-purpose organization that will prosecute our agenda and drive the aspirations of our people to reality. Your Excellency, Kenya is seeking Zimbabwe's support, having presented its candidate for the AU Commission Chair for 2025-2028 after the Africa Union Executive Council on the 15th of March this year unanimously adopted the decision that Eastern Africa region submit candidates for the AU chairperson. Kenya candidature is informed by the role that the country plays in enhancing our Pan-African agenda. I want to thank you, Mr. President, for your positive consideration of this matter, and I promise that we will work together towards a better Africa for all of us. I am also highly encouraged, my elder brother, by your willingness and readiness to embark on a bilateral collaboration that will enable us take our bilateral relations to our all-new level for the mutual benefit of the people of Zimbabwe and the people of Kenya. Mr. President, the evidence of your determination to steer the nation of Zimbabwe into prosperity is abundant, obvious, and inspiring. In particular, I commend your resolve to undertake bold and necessary reforms and promote investment and other forms of support to bolster agricultural productivity to enhance food production in your country. Your emphatic commitment to accelerate the development of energy, transport, and communication infrastructure as enablers of trade and investment, productivity and efficiency, and ultimately rapid economic growth is a potential testament to the boldness and ambition of your vision for Zimbabwe's economic turnaround. Our two countries have a deep understanding which underpins our mutual support over the years in diverse areas. Based on this, I wish to declare yet again Kenya's unreserved support for Zimbabwe's readmission to the Commonwealth. I also want to state, without fear of any contradiction and for the avoidance of any doubt, Kenya's support for Africa Union's call for the immediate lifting of the illegal sanctions against the Republic of Zimbabwe. "24 years of sanctions is unfair, unnecessary, and illegal. Those children born 24 years ago don't understand what this is all about. The women, people in rural areas, do not understand what this is all about. We say this not to be politically correct. We say it because it is the right thing to say. Kenya's commitment to the principle of sovereign equality of nations and states and a rules-based multilateral system makes no room for the contemplation or imposition of unilateral coercive measures, because we live in a world of equals.